In this video, I'm going to be giving you my honest review of the M1 Finance investing platform. I'll specifically go over what it is, the different investment options that you have, some of the features that sets them apart from the other investment platforms, along with the pros and cons of investing in your Roth IRA or taxable account with M1 Finance. Then I'll wrap the video up with my final thoughts and how I personally plan to use M1 Finance going forward. Just to throw some foreshadowing in here, I am absolutely blown away with the kind of offerings that M1 Finance has for people like you and I. If you're interested, I'll have a link to sign up with M1 Finance down in the description. If you use that link, then there is no extra cost to you, and it'll help support myself, this channel, and it'll help my dog live a happier life. If you do not want to use that link, then it's not a big deal at all. I will still like you either way. I promise. This is a video you are not going to want to miss because it could directly impact how much money you have in the future. You literally have the potential to turn $250 per month into over $250,000 in 30 years, or $500 per month into over $500,000 in 30 years. I'd greatly appreciate it if you Hulk smashed that thumbs up button. It helps me out, it helps support this channel, and it means more to me than you will ever know, so I thank you in advance. I'll have this review broken down into different sections, so if you want to skip around, then I'll have a timestamp down in the comments for you to find whatever you're looking for a little bit faster. While you're down there, leave a comment and let me know what you think of M1 Finance, or ask any questions and I'll get them answered for you. I think we can all agree that investing for your future is extremely important. Obviously, Jared, we all know that, but the problem is that there are so many different investing platforms out there that it's really difficult to choose which one to use. You've got M1 Finance, Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Betterment, Wealthfront, and way too many more for me to name. Some are really good, some are and some are really bad. I'm always on the hunt to find the best and easiest platform for the everyday person to get started with investing passively. Because not everyone has time to mess around with poorly created investing platforms because we're all super busy with our day-to-day life anyways, and that is the last thing that any of us needs to be dealing with. Luckily, there are investment apps and investing platforms out there like M1 Finance. One thing to mention, if you do open up an M1 Finance account after watching this video, then don't feel obligated to put money into your account right away if you don't have it at this point. You can still open up an account and fund it later. I'll go into how much money you need to open up an account later in this video, but just keep in mind that opening an account is the first step in becoming rich and building wealth. So I highly recommend at least starting the process. Of course, I want you to try to fund the account as soon as possible, but at the very least, open an account. M1 Finance is an investment management company or platform that allows you to invest your money through them. When you invest with M1 Finance, you're not investing in the actual platform itself. You're using the platform to place trades in the stock market for investing purposes. They're kind of like the middleman or woman that doesn't charge you any money. Think of M1 Finance like a table, and on that table you have two different buckets. Those two buckets would represent a Roth IRA retirement account and a taxable investment account. Within those two types of investment buckets, you choose which investments you want to place into those buckets. M1 Finance offers a variety of different investment options for you to place into one of those two buckets. Over 6,000 of them to be exact. You can invest in things like target date funds, single stocks, different ETFs like index funds, REITs, and bonds as well. If you need more detail and breakdown of what these different investments mean, then I made a whole video on things that you need to know when it comes to starting a Roth IRA. And in that video, I break down and go into a little bit more detail of what these investment options are. I'll throw a link down in the description for you to check out after this video. They even give you access to specific funds that are offered through larger investment platforms like Vanguard, Charles Schwab, and Fidelity. They also offer another cool feature, which are funds that M1 Finance will curate just for you. They're called Expert Pies, which I'll go into more detail on those once I get to that feature section in this video. I think it is an absolute game changer. Free is always good when it comes to making trades and investing for your future. M1 Finance is special in that they do not charge you to make any kind of trade on their platform. The only fees you pay are the ones specific to the investment that you choose. These would be called expense ratios. For example, if you decide to invest in any single stock, then you will not pay any fees. On the other hand, if you invest in a certain ETF, REIT, or curated target date funds, then you will pay a fee based on whatever the expense ratio is set for that particular investment. But it's going to be like this for any investment platform that you use, so this isn't really a deal breaker for M1 Finance. You can sometimes get around this expense ratio if you invest in their expert pies though. More about that in a minute. Once again, M1 Finance does not charge you any sort of management fee. They are completely free. M1 Finance offers fractional shares on every different investment option that they have available on their platform. It's exactly what the name implies, that you can buy a fraction of one whole share. This sets M1 Finance apart from every other company out there. When you invest through other platforms, you have to buy full shares of everything. Not having access to fractional shares becomes a huge problem when you want to invest in a company like Google, which trades under the name of Alphabet, where the price per share is well over $1,000 per share. Think of M1 Finance like a pizza shop that offers you pizza by the slice. If you don't want to buy a whole pizza or have enough money to buy a whole pizza, then M1 Finance isn't going to force you to buy a full pizza. I'm a single guy with no family right now, so hearing that I can buy a fraction of anything makes my eyes absolutely light up, and it makes my day. Fractional shares gives you the opportunity to own stock that has a higher price per share, kind of like Amazon. So for example, on any other investing platforms, if the price for one share of Amazon, we'll say is $2,000, but you only have $1,000, then you can't buy it because you don't have the $2,000 needed to buy one whole share. Now, M1 Finance is not okay with something like that, so you are able to buy a fraction of that share. So with your $1,000, you can purchase half of a share of that Amazon stock, or 50% of a share. The same thing goes for if you want to buy an index fund, but don't have enough money on hand to buy a full share. If you want to buy one of my favorite ETF index funds, VTI, which we'll say costs $150 per share, but you only have $100 to invest right now, then M1 Finance will allow you to buy 2/3 of that share, or 66.6666 repeating %. If you try to do this on any other platform out there, then they basically tell you to go kick rocks. Fractional shares allow investors to consider stocks that have higher prices per share, build toward growth with a steady investment approach and recurring contributions, utilize whatever cash they may have available, receive dividends, participate in stock splits and mergers. Offering fractional shares is huge because it breaks down barriers when it comes to investing for your future. It kind of shifts the power of investing back into your hands. One thing to mention with fractional shares is that you will receive a dividend if that particular stock or ETF offers one. Just like the fractional share of the stock, you will receive that same fraction of the dividend when it's paid out. M1 Finance does reinvest your dividends, which is great, and one less thing that you have to worry about. Custom pie investing is another great feature that M1 Finance offers. With custom pie investing, you choose the types of investments, add them to your pie, and choose how much of your money you want to be allocated to each of those investments. Then every time you invest money through M1 Finance, they will distribute that money among the investments in your pie based on the percentage that you choose beforehand. Let's use pizza as an example again. Say you wanted to create a custom pie with 5 equally sized slices. That would mean that each slice would account for 20% of the pizza, because 20 times 5 equals 100%. Hashtag math. Now pretend that each slice represents a company's stock. 20% of Google, 20% of Apple, 20% of Tesla, 20% of Amazon, and 20% of Snapchat, which I would never buy Snapchat, but that's besides the point. If you invested $100, then M1 Finance would automatically distribute that money among all 5 investments based on that 20% allocation that you choose. So they would invest $20 in each of those stocks. The fractional shares come into play here as well, because that $20 for each investment would be a fraction of one share if the price of each stock was more than $20. Pizza Hut, Domino's, and even Papa John's aren't even willing to do this kind of thing for you, but M1 Finance, no, they are very happy to cater to your investment needs just like this. Rebalancing your investment portfolio is extremely important to make sure that your investments are still on track. But with most investing platforms, you have to do this manually and on your own, or pay them to do it for you. M1 Finance recognizes that most people don't want to deal with this hassle or pay any extra, so that's why they've created something called dynamic rebalancing. Dynamic rebalancing will automatically rebalance your portfolio every time you invest money. So for example, let's say you had $1,000 invested invested in your Roth IRA through M1 Finance, and the allocation that you chose for that $1,000 was 80% in VTI and 20% in a total bond market. That means you would have $800 invested in VTI and $200 invested in BND. Got it? Fast forward 1 month and the stock market goes up and it goes down like it always does in the short term, but that's okay because you and I are buy and hold investors for the long term. At the end of that month, your VTI investment is worth, we'll say $700, and your BND investment is worth $300. That would mean that your allocation is now 70% in VTI and 30% in BND, but you're not okay with that because you want the allocation to be 80% and 20%. This is where M1 Finance's dynamic balancing comes into play. The next time that you want to invest money into your Roth IRA, M1 Finance will automatically buy more shares of the investment that is underweight. So in our example, they would buy more shares of VTI and less of BND to get your allocation back up to an 80% and 20% allocation. This prevents you from ever having to worry about rebalancing, which is a good thing because you have better things to worry about in your day-to-day life. Before I get into the pros and cons, I want to go over this thing M1 Finance has called expert pies. Have you ever wanted someone else to just pick your investments for you based on some high-level basic criteria that you set? Or have you ever wanted to copy the same investments that well-known people like Warren Buffett are investing in? Well, I have exciting news for you. You can do all of these things with M1 Finance. M1 Finance really knocked it out of the park with these expert pies. With expert pies, you can choose from professionally designed pies crafted to meet your particular goals, align with your risk tolerance, or allow you to easily invest in entire industries. To be honest with you, there are a lot of pros of investing through M1 Finance, so let's get into them right now. The first pro is basically all of the benefits that we just talked about. Fractional shares, dividend reinvesting, custom pie investing, dynamic rebalancing, and expert pies. The next pro of using M1 Finance is the fact that it is a free platform to use. Now this might concern you because how in the heck are they going to stay in business if they're not charging you to invest through them? They make their money through M1 Borrow, which is where they allow people to borrow money from them and charge them basically interest for it. Now I don't recommend taking on any bad debt, and I know you're smart, so this shouldn't affect you at all. They also offer an upgrade to your account called M1 Plus. Right now it costs $50 per year. They offer a higher APY for your checking account, 1% cash back on their credit cards, and a whole bunch of other features as well. Once again, you don't have to sign up for this to invest through their platform for free, so you can kind of ignore both of these things. I personally use the free version and it works out perfectly for me. The next pro is that they offer automated investing for no extra charge. Every time you put money in, they will automatically handle all of the investing of that money based on the investing pies that you set up for yourself. You can invest passively and know that your money is being taken care of for free, of course. They also have an option to set recurring deposits into your account every single month. All you do is log in, go to your calendar, choose the deposit dates that match up with when you get paid, and then everything's handled for you. Between the great features that they offer like fractional shares, pie investing, dynamic rebalancing, and everything else they offer, they make sure that all of your money is being put to work to ensure that you're maximizing every dollar that's invested with their platform. This is a really big deal because the last thing that you want is for your money to be sitting around getting eaten away by inflation when it could be invested. The more time you are invested in the market, the better chance it has to grow. M1 Finance is great for a buy and hold investor. If you're someone who isn't trying to become a day trader and worrying about jumping in and out of the stock market all day, then M1 Finance is perfect for you. Buy and hold investing has been proven to be the best way to invest through the stock market over the long term, and that's who the M1 Finance investing platform is exactly for. With M1 Finance, you can hold cash in your account that is not being invested. Now, why does this matter to you? If you receive a large chunk of money that you want to invest, but you want to do it through dollar cost averaging, which is where you invest smaller portions over time to try to take advantage of the ups and downs of the stock market in the short term, then you might want to have a chunk of money sitting in your account to be ready to invest at all times. Before I get into the cons, I have to say that a lot of them are kind of irrelevant to the majority of people, but to some people these are deal breakers, so I wanted to be fair and lay them out out for you. One disadvantage is that they do not offer any of the popular Vanguard target date retirement funds that a lot of us see offered in a 401k. But there's a catch, because even though they don't offer these Vanguard target date retirements, M1 Finance has created their own target date retirement type funds. But if you're all about the ones that Vanguard offers, then this might be a problem for you. M1 Finance also doesn't offer mutual funds. To some people this is a deal breaker, but to most it's not going to matter at all. M1 Finance has low cost index fund ETFs that they offer, so it's usually not a big deal. If tax loss harvesting is important to you, then you should know that M1 Finance does not do it. This only matters though if you're investing in a taxable account. If you're investing in a retirement account like a Roth IRA through M1 Finance, then this is irrelevant and TLH doesn't matter to you at all. I'm not going to go into the details of what tax loss harvesting is, but it's basically a way to save money on taxes when you sell any securities or the things that you're invested in through a taxable account. There are some robo-advisors out there that do this for you automatically, like Wealthfront and Betterment. I'll throw links to them in the description. Once again though, if you're buying and holding for long-term gains, then this won't matter much to you at all. M1 Finance does use their tax minimalization feature to help you reduce the amount of taxes that you owe when you sell certain securities. When they sell securities for you, they prioritize them in a way that will keep as much money in your pocket as they possibly can. This isn't a con for someone who isn't trying to do any kind of day trading, but it could be for some of you, so I wanted to make sure that I mentioned it. M1 Finance only makes trades once per day. That time is 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. For example, if you choose to buy shares at 3 p.m. today, then the trade won't actually go through until the next trading day when the stock market opens back up. A benefit of doing it this way is that it helps keep the management fees low, which is another reason why the platform is free to use. If you're investing for the long term, which you should be, and that's what I recommend for everyone to do, then the timing of trades within a 24-hour period is way less important than you think. The more important thing is to get your money invested as quickly as possible. Time in the market is way more important than timing the market. Another con to some people is the fact that they have minimum investment amounts depending on the different accounts that you want to open up through M1 Finance. Although the minimums are pretty small and reasonable, they're at least worth mentioning. The minimum to open up a taxable account is $100. The minimum initial investment for a retirement account, like a Roth IRA, which is what I have opened up through M1 Finance, is $500. After your initial deposit, any deposit into your M1 account needs to be above $10. So at the least $10, which most people don't have a problem with doing that. My overall thoughts on M1 Finance is, wow, I love this thing. I love it so much, to the point where since I found out about this platform, I've been putting all of my Roth IRA investment money into M1 Finance, and I personally plan on continuing to do this going forward. Keep in mind that I am your average investor that wants to make sure that he is maximizing his retirement investing. I'm a passive investor that plans on buying and holding all of my investments forever. I plan on making more videos about how I actually invest through this platform, so you can follow along and kind of see how my retirement investing money is doing. Once again, if you're interested in opening an account with M1 Finance, then I would appreciate it if you signed up through my link down in the description. It would mean a lot to me, but if not, like I said, I still like you and I'm gonna keep making videos just for you. Don't forget to Hulk smash that thumbs up button and leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on the M1 Finance investing platform in general. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below there as well, and I will answer them just for you. Doing both of these things is a huge help when it comes to helping me grow this channel to reach a lot more people, so thank you. If you want more personal finance videos just like this one, then hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well, so YouTube knows to deliver these videos just to you. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Adios.